Welcome to Furious Thoughts by Kid Fury.
It's Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Turn on my camera, sit on my chair, in my bedroom, gonna talk my shit. It is Friday, gonna do a video, put it on YouTube, that's the shit. I love Rebecca Black. I'm sorry, I do, I love her. Not because she's like America's next pop superstar, because clearly she sounds like pig piss. I love her because she's a confirmation that people are no longer intimidated by being talentless. Once upon a time, you actually had to be talented to even think about doing something in the entertainment industry. But now, with all of these talentless people who are making it big, any average, everyday person feels compelled to do something, even if they sound like cat scratch fever. Hey, let me go ahead and record a song. So the thing I think is so great about Rebecca Black is that if the song wasn't so horribly written, it probably wouldn't even be such a big deal, because she talks about so many obvious things, like yesterday was Thursday, today's Friday, tomorrow Saturday, and Sunday comes afterwards. Like, yeah, that's how I've always known it to be, unless you discovered some brand spanking new day that actually comes after Sunday, because I always thought it was Monday. So other than the horribly written song and her ugly friends and that creepy older gentleman who was rapping and driving in that car, the song sounds like something you would find in Kesha's Trapper Keeper. So it's like, I'm not even mad, Rebecca. Listen, if you are in a serious relationship and there is no dick sucking and or pussy eating and or ass eating involved in your sexual life, something ain't right. I know I have young people and grown folk who watch this, and I hate to be vulgar, but let's just be fucking honest. Alright? If you are in an actual relationship, and there's no oral sex going on, something is a little sketchy. I'm gonna leave you to think about that, piece it together, but no matter how hard or how much you try and convince me that that is normal, it is not. Alright? Feathers and toys and handcuffs, all that, maybe you're just not that type of freak. But if you're not doing any kind of oral or foreplay at all, somebody else might be doing it. So they're saying that Usher and his ex-wife or ex-husband, post-op T-girl, whatever you want to call her, they're saying they have a sex tape that is circulating somewhere. It may or may not be released. Personally, I'm hoping that it doesn't release. I'm feeling like a sex tape between those two would be like watching Timon and Pumbaa fuck. And who really wants to see something like that? I love The Lion King, and I don't want anything to tarnish my fond memories of it. So keep that to yourself. I can't stand people who know when you have a crush on them, and they're kind of just, very standoffish, and, they don't really want to entertain it, and they're very, kind of to themselves and push you away. And then once you get over the crush, and you go about your business, then they're always after you, always sending you Facebook messages, mentioning you on Twitter, texting you, calling you, and showing you all of this attention that they didn't show when you actually showed them attention. You just like the feeling of someone showing interest in you. So when that person stops showing interest in you, even though you don't really like them, you chase after them to get that feeling back. It's like, I'm not a mobile orgasm. I'm not someone who's just there to cater to your ego and your inside spirit whenever the fuck you want to. Like, I'm over it now, and because I'm over it now, like, if I was to take a shit, you'd end up in my toilet because you're all up in my ass. Back the fuck off. I want to talk about love and hip-hop. Really, there's only, like, one chick that I really want to talk about, and that's Chrissy. I love me some Chrissy. In case you don't know who she is or you weren't watching the show when it premiered, like, earlier this week, Chrissy is Jim Jones' girlfriend or wife. I think they might be married now, I'm not really sure. And I love her. A lot of my followers seem to think that she's insecure because she pops off on pretty much any female who gets too close to her man. And she might be insecure. But I love it, and I understand her situation because I'm sort of like that too. But I don't necessarily think that that behavior makes you insecure. Like, I think insecurity, emotional insecurity in a relationship is when you feel inadequate, when you feel as though you're not supplying enough to keep whoever you're with satisfied, or you feel like, you know, someone out there is gonna supply something better and your man, your woman is gonna just up and leave you, and so your behavior. And I think insecure people usually take most of their issue out and their aggression, they take it out on the person that they're with rather than people around them. And it could be both. I don't think giving a bitch the death glare in the club makes you insecure. I don't think barking down on another dude in the club or somewhere else makes you insecure. Because I'm like that, and I'm not insecure. I'm pretty confident in what I have to offer and my capability to keep my lover happy. And I'm pretty good when it comes to trust, if you earn that trust and that respect. But I will still bite a motherfucker's head off if it's kind of like a dog. And I don't like to, I'm not trying to compare myself to a dog, but I guess I am. But you know how like a dog, like a real good guard dog, will sit in the house, and if someone gets too close, they might not even have to come in the house. Your dog could be in your house and hear somebody outside and start barking. I don't know who the fuck this person is. They're far too close to my shit. That doesn't mean that the dog feels like this person's gonna come in the house and kick them out. That doesn't mean that the dog might necessarily feel like, oh well, they're gonna have another dog or replace me. It just means that I don't know who the fuck you are. Don't come too close, because I feel like you might be up to some shit. I don't know who you are. I don't trust you. State your name, your occupation, and your objective before you get bit. That's just how I feel about shit. You know what I mean? Like, this is mine. If you get too close, I will dump truck your ass, and that will be the end. Does that make me insecure? I hate the term, that's what's up. It sounds stupid, and people always say it when they ain't got shit else to say. I got an A on my final. That's what's up. My test results came back negative. That's what's up. My dad said those hemorrhoids are clearing up. That's what's up. I'm getting a sex change and sleeping with your brother. That's what's up. That's what's up to me is like LOL. Like, you say it or type it and it just doesn't mean much. Partying, 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 partying. Fun, 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 fun. If you are soft and bitch made at heart and you know who you are, admit it to yourself. I'm not asking you to put yourself on blast. But if you are soft and bitch made at heart, please do not hang around with certified gangsters and play the certified gangster role. I'm noticing that there is a vast amount of people who are softer than baby panda diapers, and they are hanging around with these people who are really tough, and it makes them feel really tough. But in a situation that gets really tough, you get really whooped. Don't set yourself up for failure. People, it's 2011. Stop trying to act like something that you are not. And if you are going to play that tough guy, tough girl role, then hang around with people who are also playing that role. Don't hang around with people who are serious about their violent shit. Because people who are serious about their violent shit don't usually get into, you know, those types of situations with punks. Usually they get into those types of situations with someone who will fuck you up. Bitch-made people usually get into altercations with other bitch-made people. So then you don't really have a problem. But you can hang around with people who are serious about their shit, because then you're going to end up in a hospital or underneath 6 feet of dirt. So just think about that. This Furious Thoughts is presented to you by Coconut Jack. The imported rum with natural coconut flavor when your local liquor store runs out of Malibu. I would love if people would stop being stereotypically black. What I mean when I say stop being stereotypically black in public anyway, is when black folk leave the house and they just do everything that you would expect for some low down country coon, ape, gorilla, silverback, orangutan, porch monkey, hood beast ass motherfuckers would do. If you're from the hood and that's just what you know, and you know, maybe that's just in your nature, it's the type of person you are, that's fine. I'm not saying that every black person should be Brian Gumbel or Condoleezza Rice or somebody, you know. But for instance, I was at the bank the other day and there was a girl in there she looked like she might have been all of 19 years old. She had some ratty ass Daisy Dukes on that stopped right at her clitoris, with the pockets hanging out underneath the shorts, which is ratchet already, okay? And she had on a purple tank top with a Kool-Aid stain on the back, a black brassiere with the straps showing, a baby on her hip, and a can of grape soda in her hand. And she was there to cash a check. And she had on Chinese slippers. I swear, I can't even make this shit up. Alright, I was so appalled. One hand in the air if you don't really care. Middle finger in the air if you don't really care. It's like that sometimes. This shit is ridiculous. Listen, this wasn't even a bank in the Pork and Bean Projects. Like, this was in a decent neighborhood with, you know, mixed races and things of that nature. Lots of different colors. And people in this bank are dressed nicely, or at least like they belong to somebody. You in here looking like a boo. Like, I was so disappointed in her. Do you not have any shame or pride in it? Forget even being black, but just no pride at all. Why would you leave the house looking so toe up? And the baby, we couldn't even start. First of all, the baby had probably 1/3 of his hair done. The other was so damn nappy. It looked like if you tried to run a comb through that poor child's head, it would instantly catch fire. Just spontaneously combust at any second without even touching it. That's how nappy that child's head was. Listen, if you feel like Big Meech, that's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Be who you want to be. But black people, please, when you go out in public, just try to look like you have some class. If I was a lace front, na 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 na. If I had all the yaki in the world, if I was a fancy cur. My new phrase is, if you are slacking, you'll be sent packing. Basically what that means is the day of the Geechee is over. No, I'm kidding. But I do want people to take more pride in themselves and their self-worth and stop settling for people that have absolutely no goals, nothing going for themselves, and don't give a fuck about you or your happiness or bettering themselves and the relationship that you're in. If the motherfucker is slacking, send that ass packing. Don't stick around and accept half-ass bullshit. If you're putting your all into a relationship and that other person is not even trying to do the same, they're not even trying to make you happy, chop that head off and move on to the next one. This doesn't apply to all of you though, because some of you motherfuckers just want too much and you just cannot be satisfied. And you, I will get to in another video. Shout out to Steph Jones. I love his new video, Southern Love. It just came out not too long ago. If you haven't seen it yet, go watch it. I know a lot of people who are watching this will most likely like that video. So, go watch and enjoy. You know why I think I may never have children? Because they don't come with a warranty. So if I break mine, like, I'm fucked. I don't particularly like children. I don't like badass children. And I can't stand parents who let their badass children run around free in public like a slave at the end of the Underground Railroad. That shit will get you hurt. I was at CVS a couple of hours ago buying candy because I felt like I wanted some candy, so I got like these Lifesavers or whatever, which I really shouldn't even be eating because I'm breaking out, but that's not the point. I was at the CVS trying to buy this candy, and there were these children running around in the CVS. I have no idea what the parent looks like because they were nowhere to be found. But this one tiny tot ran up to me as I was at the register ringing my stuff up, and he just kept bumping into me, and he had a McDonald's Happy Meal box on his head. So my first reaction was to look around like, you know, where is this child's guardian? Because I'm getting ready to hit him with a roundhouse kick, and I'm not sure if I want to do that in front of his mother or father. But eventually he stopped and then stared at me with this little box on his head and this little evil grin like, what are you going to do? And so I did the first thing that came to my mind. I stopped and I stared at him like this. And then I went. And then he made some noise, kind of like, and he started crying and ran away. And I wrapped my shit up and left. True story, I promise. That was the closest thing I could think to do to strike fear in that child without actually putting my hands on him. And it worked. Moral of the story is watch your children and contain and control your children, because the next person who gives them a psycho glare with an evil twitch might actually eat them.